Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. This is a special edition. This is for the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit happening April 19th and 20th. And I have one of our panelists here, Michelle, who is going to be on our productivity habits and what I like to call the Get Shit Done panel, which will be on April 19th. Her panel will be starting at 9:25 a.m. Pacific time. So you're not going to want to miss that. We're going to be talking about all the things that we need in order to be more productive in our business. So Michelle, feel free to tell us a little bit about who you are. Tell us all the things. What do we need to know about you?
So I am well, first of all, I'm a mom. I have two kids who still live with me, but they're 22 and 19, and they're going to college and all that good stuff. And we live in Southeast Wisconsin, and I am what I do for my business is I'm a tech virtual assistant. So I've been doing that for the last 10 years, helping clients get shit done. That's ultimately
my favorite thing ever.
yeah, I am I wholeheartedly believe in delegating, and I do it myself in my own business. I have a team, and I wholeheartedly believe every business owner, if they really want to grow and scale their business, they must delegate.
Girl, preach. Like, amen for those in the back, like for real, because I was just having this conversation with someone earlier today, and I was so proud of her for saying, that's not my zone of genius. And I don't want to do things that are not inside my zone of genius. And that's really what delegation is, right? Finding people that are smarter than you and say, hey, guess what? You seem like you're really good at doing people's taxes. I'm going to pay you to do my taxes because that's not in my zone of genius. I will happily pay someone to do my taxes because I don't want to do it. And I feel like that is one of the things that people, there's so much more than just doing your taxes so you don't wind up in an orange jumpsuit, but also with technology, right? Which is what really I love to talk about is technology. And how do you decide what to delegate and what to do yourself? Like when you're talking with your team, how do you decide? Because for me, I love doing all the things. And so it's hard to give some of that up, but I know I need to. So what is your advice on that?
My advice is that you should not be doing anything that is not income generating for you.
Girl,
so yes. If you need to design a landing page, that's not income generating for you. You need to pay someone else to do it so you can focus on what brings in money for your business.
Yes. How do you find the people that you want to hire? Like, there are so many people out there. How do you know who to trust? How do you know? Like, that was the hardest part for me when it was time to hire somebody I was like, who do I trust? So it was somebody that I had connected with before, right? That was because I needed to trust. How do you find those people for you?
I've been doing this for 10 years. There's organizations that I've been a part of that I know, where I can find help. There's also some Facebook groups where you can usually find people. But ultimately, I think the best place to find someone is by talking to other entrepreneurs. Who do they work with?
Yes.
Even for me, there are times I talk with other entrepreneurs and they say, if you're ever growing your team, this is someone I work with and she's great. And, all of that stuff. So word of mouth is really, the best way. Doesn't mean it's always going to be, 100% going to be a right fit. Cause sometimes it's just not a right fit who you work with, and that's okay. The key is not to give up. You just, okay, so now let's move on to the next option. So
yeah. What are some of the traits you look for when you are choosing someone to hire to bring onto your team?
What I'm always saying to my team is I don't care when you work. If you like working at 2:00 in the morning, I don't care. I don't want to micromanage, I don't like being micromanaged, and I don't want to micromanage people.
Right.
As long as it's done by the time I ask for it to be done.
Mhm.
And if you can't meet that date, I just want you to tell me that. If you can't meet that date, then I just need to know that, because then I can either A, adjust my schedules, or B, I might need to find somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
So it's really about communication. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to let you do what you do. We're all adults. We
Mhm.
are, we freelance, we work for ourselves. I respect that. And, but ultimately you have to communicate, just like I have to communicate with the client. If I'm not going to meet
Yeah.
something, I have to be able to communicate that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The hardest part for me was, letting go, but I was really impressed because the person that I chose gently harassed me. He gently harassed me. But the thing that made me choose her was our energy, like having that really good energy. So, do you recommend interviewing potential people, or do you just find somebody and say, "Hey, can you do this for me really quick?" Like, do you go through an interview process with them?
I do an interview process. It's pretty informal. Um, I typically have a couple conversations. Like, I'll have a few people, I have calls with people, and then I say, okay, I really like this person, and then I have another call with them and ask some different questions.
Mhm.
Just, and then of course you want to make sure, depending on what you're hiring for, you want to make sure you're seeing samples. Like, if I'm hiring someone who does graphic design, I want to see their work.
Yeah.
I want to, be able to look at it and
Mhm.
see what they've done in the past.
Mhm.
Um, that's key, is you want to, but at the same time, like for me and my team, a lot of times I'm hiring newbie VAs because they're just getting their feet wet, right? And
Yeah.
so you know, I try to tell them, even if you haven't done any client work, maybe I might give them a sample of something, like, okay, then create this for me. This is something I need. Can you create
Yeah.
this for me? And just give me an idea.
Mhm.
Not anything that would like take them hours to do. I don't want to take advantage of them. But just, but I also want to I don't want to, just because maybe they're just brand new and they don't have that experience. I want to give them that opportunity still. So,
Because everybody has to start at zero, right? We all start
exactly.
with no clients, and sometimes you just need someone to take a chance on you.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that. One of the biggest parts of delegating for me was I made up a lot of excuses. Could you talk about some of the excuses that you yourself came over, or how you help other people kind of overcome the excuses of delegating?
Well, I'd say the big one is that, the money, I can't afford to. And my response to that is always, you can't afford not to, because
Exactly. That's what I say. Yes.
yes, you and I was doing that to myself too. It wasn't
Yes.
just, it's not just, the clients I work with. It's understanding that until you start letting go of that stuff and having more time to focus on what brings in money, you're not going to be able to grow and scale your business.
Yes.
And yeah.
You got to free yourself up. And I love that you're saying, I feel like, are we sisters? Because like I love that we're like on the same wavelength, right? Like, do the only thing you should be doing in your business are the things that's going to generate income, right? Because you have to be the face of your business. You're the only one who can show up to network meetings. You're the only one who can meet with clients and stuff like that, right? All the other stuff, get that shit off your plate. Like, that is
Yeah,
not helping you scale and grow your business. And
exactly.
I was like starting to like go, okay, if I were to give away this task, it's going to free me up to do this, which means that I'm going to be making income, which is going to help pay for the gal
Hmm.
that I'm going to hire to do these other things for me. So if I can free up my time, I can make more money, which will help me pay her, right? So I always think
Exactly.
about it that way: is I'm going to gain back 3 hours. And in those 3 hours, this is what I'm going to do to generate income in my business to pay for her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
that's the thing. I mean, we all, you have to start somewhere. I do, it's not that I don't want to show disrespect to that, budget issue. Okay. But it's okay. pick something, whether it, like you said, taxes or bookkeeping,
Yeah.
or maybe it's, social media,
Yeah.
you know, determine how much you can afford to spend every month,
Yeah.
and understand you may not get the world for that. Okay. But you'll get something,
Yeah. Even if
and
it's
you
5
start there.
hours a month, even
Yeah.
if it's an hour a week, right? There
Yeah.
are, oh my goodness. I was just chatting with a friend and she was like, she just hired somebody from South Africa. The exchange rate is
Yeah.
completely different, where you could spend $10 an hour into them. That's like $50 an hour. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so don't be above like looking, just starting out VAs or people who, are experienced and maybe work for an agency or a matchmaking service or something like that, and find somebody that can help you with those things. Just that one thing. What's that one thing on your plate that you're like, I hate doing this, but it has to get done? Take that off first, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Love, love, love that. So I am super excited to have you come and talk and share and be a part of the summit. Again, Michelle is going to be hanging out with us on April 19th on the Get Shit Done panel, on the at, let me see the time again, 9:25 a.m. That's going to be a super great powerhouse panel. I'm just telling you guys right now, you don't want to miss that. So thank you, Michelle, for coming to hang out with me and share a little bit more about you and letting us have this dynamic conversation, because I love to talk about this stuff. I mean, I have Get Shit Done on my wall. Like, it is a thing. It is like, it is a staple of my life and my business, is to get out of your own damn way and get shit done. So
That's right.
delegating has to be the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you
I'm very
so
happy
much.
to be here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys later.